Hi, wrestling fans. Thanks for clicking the Dreaded D Rose report. I got a couple of 2 days worth of news. Anyway, during what's happened here? I can't move. There you go. Anyway, during yesterday's WWE fourth quarter 2015 earnings call with investors, Vince McMahon asked about the current string of injuries in WWE, how they're going to have a good WrestleMania 32 with all that going on. He says, by being creative. They decided to be creative. Anyway, he said, we'll have an awesome WrestleMania. It'll be very attractive to our audience and just as attractive as last year. I never thought about WrestleMania being attractive, but anyway. WWE stock is currently down about 8.7% after WWE released a strong fourth quarter 2015 earnings report, traded in at about $14.40 a share. That was, yesterday. It might be just a little bit different today. I think stock market went down quite a bit. I don't know whether the stock did. But anyway, it looks like Chris Jericho may have filmed an episode of Nickelodeon's Thundermans show yesterday. He put a photo on Nickelodeon Studio on the internet. He's got a real long mullet. Don't know anything about that show, though. WWE posted an infographic touting the following 2015 stats after today's strong fourth quarter 2015 earnings. Says WWE premiered about 330 plus hours of original content, increased on the demand library about 4,300 hours. And WWE Network has 256 million hours viewed, or 188 hours per household per year, ranking the head of every cable network, I guess. But anyway, now the cable network reaches 180 countries. And let me see, network revenues are now doubled historically WWE pay-per-view revenues. I don't understand, the caller mentioned this, you got the revenues coming in from the, of course, the $9.95 every month. You've got a lot of income there. But man, I just don't see them, the pay-per-views that once was up to about $60 or so, just kind of disappearing, not being added in there. It's added in there somewhere, but anyway, I just can't see that the network, taking the place of that much money. But anyway, the network has 1.2 million paid subscribers, up 49% from the period 1 year ago, and that's mainly because they got the European going and what was it, India and some other places, I think. I got some other stats on there. Anyway, today marks 1 year since Sasha Banks won the WWE NXT Women's title from Charlotte at NXT TakeOver Rival and a fatal four-way with Becky Lynch and Bayley. Sasha should carry the title until August 22nd when she would carry the title until August 22nd until she lost it with Bayley in Brooklyn, and then she came on over to the main roster. While the first post-suspension comment, I suspect you heard that about Titus O'Neil. From Titus O'Neil Wednesday were a Bible verse that he posted on his Titus verse today. And I read it and couldn't understand it. But WWE has reposted Daniel Bryan's final match, by the way. Bryan, as a WWE Intercontinental Champion, teamed with, this is really unusual, he teamed with United States Champion John Cena April 16th, 2015 on SmackDown episode, and defeated the tag team champions Cesaro and Tyson Kidd in a non-title All Champions tag team match. And it's unfortunate, believe it or not, all the wrestlers in that event, they're all injured. Nobody's wrestling right now. All right, Steve Austin, he was asked about appearing at WrestleMania 32. He says, as far as the storyline goes, it was not something that really makes sense, and if not something that's really good or has an impact, that's not worth doing. Apparently, he's making too much money. And he was asked about Donald Trump running for president. He said, I think Trump's awful reactionary as far as, he would make a good president or not. And he said, I like things that he says, but that being said, I don't know how I'd react. And we still have a long way to go. So he kind of was iffy on that. Daniel Bryant's retirement, he said, it is a hard pill to swallow, Austin said, when you have to walk away from something that you truly love. A guy who has worked his tail off and the system was against him. He wasn't a guy that was the chosen one, but because fans believe in him so much, they had to make him the chosen one. It's like Paul Orndorff, or Mr. Wonderful, told me a long time ago when he had to retire. He said, Steve, there's going to be life after wrestling. And I said, there is? And then he goes on, yes, there is. WWE's got a new poll up asking fans, this is on today's news, their favorite WWE couple. Well, is it the lovely Stephanie and Triple H? Is it John Cena, Nikki Bella? Is it Brie Bella, Daniel Bryan? Is it Lana and Rusev? Is it Naomi and Jimmy Uso? Is it Natalya and Tyson Kidd? With over 7,000 votes, 43% voted for Brie and Bryan. Nikki and Cena came in second with 24, and The Authority came in at 20. Didn't know The Authority was in it, but former WWE jobber Outback Jack, remember him, and 58 years old today, and former WWE and WCW star One Man Gang, 56 years old. After his win, now you can't win with some people, with fans, but after his win over AJ Styles on last night's SmackDown, a fan tweeted Jericho that how he's burying young talent. Jericho responded, he says, ha ha. So let me get this straight. If I win, I'm burying young talent. So if I lose, I'm a jobber. He says, get alive. WWE Hall of Famer Tammy Lynn Cinch revealed on Twitter she's been hospitalized at Lehigh Valley, in Allentown, Pennsylvania. Sonny wrote on February 9th, she was in the hospital due to the pancreatitis issue. Well, anyway, she's dealt with that for a while due to alcohol abuse, and later wrote that she's having some tests done for abdominal issues, stomach issues, and she she can't win either, but she is advertised for Sanctuary Stampede Wrestling in Hazleton, Pennsylvania this coming weekend, but her tweets indicated that she still expects to be hospitalized even on Saturday. So here's some of the couple of the tweets that she had put out. She says, so I'm spending the evening in a hospital with pancreatitis flare-up. Great. And then she put out another one. Some tests for the abdomen issue. Today is day 2. Another tweet is getting an endoscopy today, so I can't eat until after. She says, fun. And then she put out another one. I've been sick in the hospital going through a ton of tests, and you assholes want to make jokes about it. Please block yourself. And this one got me. She put out another tweet, says, show your stupidity. An endoscopy is a camera that goes down your throat to look at your stomach, not the other end, you idiot. Well, she ought to be able to handle both. Well, anyway, WWE NXT star Riddick Moss suffered an injury during last night's NXT main event in Jacksonville, Florida. During Moss was teaming with NXT champions Dash and Dawson to face Sami Zayn, Enzo Amore, and Colin Cassidy. They were doing a triple suplex all at the same time. Moss landed and went unconscious for about a minute. Referee threw up the X symbol, and paramedics brought down to assist Moss. He eventually was helped to the back, and the match ended with a no contest before the babyfaces hit their finishers on Dash and Dawson to end the show. Sami Zayn told the fans that Moss told him he's all right. All right, the new WWE's Daniel Bryant collection section is going to be added to the network later today. We'll check that out. Stephanie McMahon's had her Instagram account hacked on Thursday, she said. So usually people say that with Twitter and Instagram, they got hacked if they accidentally sent out something that just wasn't right, or they offended somebody, or they made somebody mad, or they were mad, they sent it out, they usually say, "Oh, I was hacked." So whatever was sent out wasn't me. WWE Hall of Famer posted following on Instagram after undergoing surgery for prostate cancer this week. Of course, we're talking about Bret Hart. Surgery over, he said. The long road to recovery. I want to thank Dr. Hinman and the nursing staff at Rocky View Hospital for an outstanding job. I think he must have had it done up in Canada, I guess. Says, I also want to thank my fans and friends and family for all the love and support. Things are looking up. I should be home in the next couple of days. In the words of Vince McMahon, it's onwards and upwards. Come to think of it, when is Sonny's DVD coming out? Anyway, WWE is planning on releasing their first ever DVD and Blu-ray on Scott Hall, who was inducted into the Hall of Fame as Razor 2014. The network's got reports that the set will be released July 5th in the United States and includes a main documentary feature on it. Living on the Razor's Edge, the Scott Hall story is the feature of the collections of Scott Hall's best matches and moments. Says bio on his life and times of Hall of Famer and whatever. Says hear from himself as he candidly discusses the rise of wrestling and his decline and personal demons and his attempt to get his life back on track while training his son to carry on in the wrestling legacy. Vince McMahon noted during today's fourth quarter 2015 first quarter earnings that the company isn't worried about TV ratings like they once were. An investor asked, now this is a little bit interesting, I'll always give you the ratings. An investor asked about WWE TV ratings being down for the several quarters now, and Vince said the ratings are down, but that's not as much as other programming on the network that they work with. Vince talked about how people are watching TV not as much as they used to. Vince said TV is still extremely important to WWE, but when you add in their digital and social content, their audience is consuming content when they want to and how they want to. Vince said that it's important to WWE. Vince also added WWE is not about TV ratings anymore. He acknowledges that the company used to live and die by ratings, but that was before the era of the new media. Thanks for clicking, you guys. I gotta go.